and welcome to the Empowered to Empower channel. My name is Moabbie. Thank you so much to our subscribers for keeping us going. When you like, when you share and comment on our content, it really gives us the oomph to keep on keeping on so that we create new content each week. Okay? So guys, there are stories we hear when you're growing up about marriage from uncles, aunties, and guys around us versus now the reality when we are married. I just want you to talk about your expectations when you are going into marriage and what you have actually found out marriage to be practically. Yeah, just briefly.
Expectations about marriage. Well, I think I would borrow a lot from what we hear, about the companionship, about probably I'll just focus on, I don't know, what personally I expected marriage to be. In the dating phase, there's a lot of longing for each other because there's the goodbyes which you don't want because you want to go home together.
Yeah.
There's the I think there's just that you don't know what's on the other side, and you're excited because you're with this person that you really love, and you want to get into a point whereby you guys are bonded, like you guys are together. You're not going to be apart, and yeah. So then crossing over, well, of course, especially for Christian young men or women, there's the consummation of marriage. There's all that, like the sex. Let me just say it, because those are some of the things that when you're dating pure, those are some of the things that you're looking forward to that, because you're not getting it when you're dating, so you're only getting after you get married. And then come marriage, I think for me it has met every expectation and much more. I think there's a lot about myself. Let me say about myself, because you don't realize how, first of all, selfish you are until you get into marriage. Because I think marriage tends to unmask you. Because I think when you're in your own space, when you're dating, what happens is you're very, what can I say?
Plastic.
Yeah. There's something about dating that is good, and it's good because see that thing, it's a phase as you get into marriage. But once you get into marriage, there's an unmasking, and it's actually hard. Nobody wants to be exposed. You don't want somebody telling you, when what are you doing there? What is that you're, why are you behaving like that, or why you, and especially for us men, we have this call it ego, call it, men don't be confronted, and the moment the person that you love confronts you, it's even more hurtful, because this person is a person that you care, the person you expect them to be more smoother in you, and they're telling you hard truths about yourself. But I think for me, why I say it has met every expectation is, I don't mind it coming from somebody that I love, and somebody who I know is not doing it maliciously.
Yeah.
Because see, that's also another thing, because see, if I don't trust her, then I'll be thinking maybe she's doing some of these things just to hurt me. But I know, unless it's contrary to it, but I know Ivy doesn't do anything to hurt me. So when she tells me a truth about me, I know it's coming from a point of, I want you to get better for us. Because marriage becomes about us. Because even when you're doing our premarital counseling classes, we were taught, don't say I anymore, say we. So even the decisions that you're making are we decisions. And we're talking about decisions from spiritual, financial, because that is where things get really messy, especially with today, where everybody both in the old days, I think maybe men are the ones used to work and women used to be at home, so the financials were not really something to fight about. But you see now everybody, even women, are empowered, and men are equally empowered, and everybody knows and understands the financials. So that's one area in marriage that for us has never been a problem. And that's one other thing also, I think I should have even said that Ivy doesn't have any material attachments. For me, I think for me, getting a lady who does not have any material or, attachment, like she doesn't value things. And for her, it's about, it's about us. And of course now, because we have children, because about our children, about our home, about the people who are in our home, about our family, about our friends. Like our lives is centered around people and not things. So material possessions are things, Matthew 6 says these are things that can be destroyed. But each other is more important. I think for me, marriage has really brought, it has made me a better person. I would say that. More understanding, especially in the getting children. That for me was it's something I had not thought about. The thing is, when you think about children, you think about cool people jumping up and down until you get them and you realize from day one. I saw my son and first of all, I almost freaked out because first of all, as in, this is my child. The first time I saw him, and now they're taking care of him. The night, the sleepless nights. Not sleeping at night. At times going to hospital. All those things have been a bit. I can say those have been things I had not thought about marriage. When you think about marriage bliss, the things that you don't also think about things like me and her arguing. Yeah, we argue. We're not at the proof to. It's not like we don't fight. But the thing is, I think our fights also we channel them towards solving and towards making the best out of each other. Because if it's about hurting each other, honestly, it's easy to do that. Like I can easily hurt her, or she can easily hurt me by the things that she says, the things that I do. And of course, there's some times where you get off, like off road, and you say something that you didn't mean to say. But just how you deal with those things, and just knowing that, maybe it was an anger moment, and also ensuring that doesn't happen again. I think our first year of marriage was the hardest, and it gets easier for me. I would say the second year was easier, the third year, now into our fourth year. This is like we're turning 4 years married this year, and it's getting better. I'm getting much more understanding, and I don't let her. Maybe but she'll say her part. But I don't want to see her stress, especially being a young mother. I've seen the challenges that are there when somebody is a mom. Now with her first child, she was a first-time mom, and then now with the second one, she's having to juggle, and of course she has her own dreams, and just to be able to support her, and for her to feel that I am there for her. Also noting the fact that I'm not able to bear the burden as much as she's doing, because when it comes to motherhood, fatherhood, I think, is something that is, maybe I can say it's on a straight line. Motherhood starts on a high, and then plateaus now with the fatherhood, because motherhood, it's demanding at the onset, where the baby is dependent on you, and it takes a toll on the ladies. And for the young fathers out there, or people who want to be fathers, as in, you really need to support your wife, at the point of motherhood, especially when you start getting to get the kids, firstborn, secondborn. Just be there. It doesn't matter even if you're getting 10 kids, you need to be there. It's not like she'd get used to it at the 10th kid. No, it's always new. With the secondborn daughter, everything is new again, and she's going through a lot. So it's been understanding, and I would say marriage. I think it is one thing that probably has been. But I also thank God for kids, because you see, the thing is, they have let us. Actually, for me, kids have made me more selfless, because they come demanding, and they're not giving. Well, what they give is joy, of course, and joy is the joy that they give is a lot. But the thing is, they come demanding, and they want diaper changes, they want all these things to be done for them. The only thing they give us is just that joy of knowing this is your child, and you see them grow. There's that joy. But I think for me, in terms of Ivy and I, we've had our moments, but I wouldn't say there are moments that we would say, I think maybe our dating life was probably more rough than our marriage. I don't know. yeah, personally, I would say that our dating life was more rough than our marriage. Our marriage has been much, much easier, and God has really, really been, good to us on all fronts. We've lost family members along the way. We've mourned together. But all that, the thing is, we've been there for each other, and I think that's what marriage is about. As in knowing that, I always want to come home so early because I have somewhere to go to. I'm one of those guys that who would stay late, knowing that my wife is going to just be a bother, or she's going to be yelling, or she's going to be no. Ivy's not that person. Ivy is the person you want to go home to, because she's also created that environment at home where you want to go home to your wife, to your children.
So for me, it's more or less.
Don't copy paste.
Same. However, my expectations when I was getting into marriage were more or less like any other young girl out there. So for me, I always thought the whole thing with chores, because that's the biggest deal with marriage and ladies. So I always thought that we'll cross the bridge when we get there, and then we got there. And some of the expectations were when we get home together, we'll get tired, we'll all go and split chores and all that. But I think he didn't get the memo. So thank God he was busy. He wasn't sitting watching TV and all that. He was maybe entering the house, going to do some photography work, editing and all that. However, I still thought I needed help in the kitchen, and some of those things, just to mention a few, I'd pray about. And sooner had I prayed that I would see him come to the kitchen to maybe just help out with something. Can I help you cut this or that? And so over time I have learned to just talk to God about these small things, because I end up realizing that he actually comes through and speaks to him. So my prayer is actually very plain. If I'm the one with a problem, just touch my heart and soften my heart to this. However, if he is the one with a problem, and the problem being that he's not helping in this case, kindly just minister to his heart. And over time I'd see quite some change, him coming over. Even the company matters so much for us.
Actually, I think this is my experience. She doesn't really want me to do the things that she wants me to do. She just wants me. She wants the comfort of knowing that I can do those things, and I don't. So I have say that's your responsibility. I'm not going to get into it. She just wants the comfort of knowing that when worst comes to the worst, that I can actually do those things. And I think during the pregnancy stage, there are times where she couldn't do those things, and I would come in and help in. So the thing is, I think it's that her knowing getting the comfort of my guy can do these things if I am not able to, and he doesn't mind doing it. It's I think for ladies, you don't mind doing it, and you just know you want the comfort of knowing that this guy can help. I think sorry for cutting you on that.
For me, that's more or less truthful, because just knowing that it's not like I'm slaving here, or you have marked me with this responsibility, and so you never lift a cup to wash, because this is supposed to be done by Ivy, and Ivy alone should do this. So I remember I used to actually say, I used to console myself and tell myself, honestly, if I really don't want to do this chore, I can always get help with them. I just need to work extra hard, get some money, manage to pay someone off, if this is what is making me see that my husband is really not a good person. So these small things shouldn't make me change or tarnish his image or the view I have of him. So I always used to say, honestly, if I needed help, I should just maybe we work extra hard, both of us, get maybe be able to afford getting some help, or we find a way of working things out. But honestly, what I have come to learn over time, I think, is because things get easier, is it's only God that makes them easier. So it's just having your full confidence and trust in God, and knowing that even when you go to him in prayer, you could be the problem. And so when you go to him, it's not for him to do what you want him to do. It's generally you, God, touch my heart to know what's right or what you expect of me in terms of this marriage. So that if the expectations he has and I can't meet them, will touch his heart to maybe lower them or just be okay with things as they are and to accept me as I am, and vice versa. So the prayer I always made, anytime I'd find us arguing over something, I'd always pray about it, because the devil fights marriages. And knowing this would really help, because every time you go back in prayer, whether angry or happy, God would touch your heart and soften your heart to things. And right now I would say, honestly, I don't, Karanja does not complete me in any way. And knowing that has really freed me from so much hurt and all, because I know at the end of the day only God completes me.
True.
And the only person the only thing I wouldn't want to lose in this life is my salvation. And so I will not put so much effort in people pleasing or trying to be someone I'm not for this person to take
Accept,
me in or accept me or be happy, because I know whatever I do cannot complete his joy. Only God can complete that joy or that gap of happiness that he so looks to find in me. And so when I learned that only God completes us and the Lord alone is our reward, it has made me be free of so much. And so I don't get myself so hooked up in thinking, oh my goodness, how do I look? Oh my, okay, fine, I'll work on that. But still, I won't be doing it to frustrate myself and trying to slave and to try to please him in many ways, or because I can't really keep up. My strength cannot allow me to keep up. Only God can give me the grace to do what I can and touch his heart to accept that which I can bring to the table. So just knowing that and choosing to trust, as he says, has helped cover quite some mile in our marriage. Because now even dating purely helped me free myself of a lot of distrust, because I know, I mean, this guy, for the 27 years, I mean, for the 3 years we were together, because those are the ones I know about. For the 3 years we were together, he was able to wait for our wedding. And so I would choose to trust not him, but that God would be able to keep him off any sort of temptations out there, even in my absence or even in my presence. Because really, I think at the end of the day, whether you are dating purely or not, you cannot now then say I am strong enough. So at the end of the day, it's just knowing that he has God as his head, and he actually knows that for sure, that God is the head of him.
Yeah.
So I know always that he looks up to God, and so I can trust on that God to actually cover our marriage and to cover him even in the places where maybe he might get into temptation or anything, and not just him but even I, because we can't fully say we are strong now, we made it to the wedding day. No, at the end of the day I choose to trust in God and choose to trust that Karanja also is not out there flirting and all that. So at the end of the day, it's just knowing that only God completes me and only God can cover us.
That's very powerful. I am really inspired by you guys. That's it for today, guys. Watch out for the next part of this video. And if you have made it this far, remember always the big 4: comment, like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more content. Thank you very much, guys.